Good morning. Today's February 18th, 2019. I know I just made a video of a a dream I just had. Well, I had another dream and I didn't say it because I wanted to make sure that I had all the information down about it. So I'm going to read to you and it says, we was walking down the road and ran into Guy Cosby, or Guy, a friend of mine. He told us how Lisa is pregnant. As we got to the house, we saw it was a mansion, and it was really nice. I saw Lisa outside, and she had on a red shirt. She was super pregnant. She said, we did have a boy, but this chain to this necklace, which wrapped around its neck and snapped his neck, so it killed him. I asked when she was due, and she said February 20th. And I said, that's my daughter Olivia's 11th birthday. She said, yeah, I'm 40, and woke up. Okay, first off, we know 40 is judgment. There's a lot to do with the number 40, but there's also a lot to do with 11. 11 is also judgment, and my daughter's actually, that's her real birthday, on the 20th, and this mansion is the mansion that we are going to be going home to, but, okay, the name Lisa means oath of God. Elizabeth, or God is satisfaction, okay? And Guy means ravine, or goy in Hebrew, meaning Gentile. And the age of the Gentiles is ending while she is pregnant with this boy, right? Because the Antichrist is getting ready to come. Jesus Christ already died, and that was the first boy. And he died a gruesome death, just like this baby did, or this child did in my dream. And then the mansion is, where they're going to be gathering, the temple, the third temple, where the Antichrist is officially going to reveal himself, and everything's going to be suddenly. It's going to happen rapidly, like it's already happening. I was led to Isaiah 29:5, and it says, moreover, the multitude of your foes, or your enemies, shall be like fine dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones like chaff that passes away. Yes, it shall be in an instant, suddenly, just like the death of this child, instant and suddenly, and the baby's due in 2 days. I know there's a lot of significance that's going on these, next few days. I'm not saying anything's going to happen. I'm just saying that I know that God gives me markers as an encouragement for people. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen that day, just because God gives you that date. There's a lot of double meanings for what God, why God gives us dreams and things. And red is the blood that has been shed. And red is also a sign of judgment for the innocence, or the blood, okay? And the oath that which is going to be presented is a false covenant, okay? But yet, our oath to God is living for Him, obeying, being obedient, following His commands as He has set us, as He has set in the Bible for us to do. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. No. But I know that financial collapse is coming, just like my last dream, or the last video I just made. And these dreams were back to back, and I should have presented them together, but didn't, just because I didn't. I actually had an emergency phone call that I got to pray over a friend, and she's been under a lot of spiritual demonic attack. And I know that this demon is gone, so that was a blessing. But anyways, I got sidetracked. Not necessarily sidetracked. God just kind of led me a different direction about this. So these dreams go hand in hand, because the Antichrist is about to come onto scene. The financial collapse is going to happen. There's going to be turmoil, and everything that's going to happen is going to happen suddenly. It's going to be in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, just like the rapture, boom. And then this world's going to be flipped upside down in one day. But it's not going, the New World Order and the collapse and all that isn't going to happen all in one day. It's going to be over a period of time. And I believe that's why God gave the 7 years, is because it's going to progress into something more and more terrible. And plus it gives people, because God is a God of mercy, and once the age of the Gentiles, the church age, is done, then the Spirit of God's gone. And then you've got the 2 witnesses that come onto scene, which they have the Spirit of God on them and in them. And then you have the last half, which is the 144,000, which also has the Spirit of God. So he wants as many people to go to heaven as possible. And that's why he's also given us so many warning dreams. And then pretty soon these are going to just disappear. There's going to be, we're not going to have no more messages. They're going to be gone, because the voice of ours is going to disappear. It's not like a lot of people's listening to us now, but they will pretty soon. I have full-blown confidence that they will. And one last thing is, when you go to pray for someone, make sure you're prayed up. Don't just up and pray for anybody. Because if you up and pray for just randomly anybody, then you have a chance of accepting demons or a spiritual attack, because you can let your guard down. If you are not prayed over yourself, you can't pray over somebody else. Okay, it's like you having a gift of drawing and you going to, to get a professional job on a computer, with art design, and you have no clue what you're doing. It's not going to turn out right. So, that's the best example I could think of. So just be careful who you pray for. But my husband, last night I actually cried myself to sleep. He admitted something to me which broke my heart. He said that he stopped praying, and that he doesn't think about God during the day much. And it really just made me upset, because I told him, I said, it's hard raising these kids on my own. I said, you're the man. I said, you're supposed to be head of the household and leading the family to Christ. I said, but it's me. And I said, you need to be the example and stuff. And he thinks that the D word isn't a bad word. And he goes, it's better than saying the F-bomb and this and that his pervertedness and everything, that's okay. He doesn't cheat on me. He doesn't hit me. He doesn't do anything of that. But it makes me feel like I'm falling out of love with him, but I know what it is. It's not that we're falling out of love. It's the fact that we're falling out of love of the world that they are attached to. And I have prayed for him for 14 years. And he used to be, when I was called out of church, that's when he's changed. And he's a very quiet type of guy. And I would love to see him go in the rapture. I'd love to see him, back into the Word of God. And by example, I'm doing everything I can, but I can't do it anymore. So being unequally yoked is extremely hard, and it is exhausting on a person. And I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. And it's like, I don't believe in divorce unless, they beat the tar out of you or cheated on you. That's the only way. And if he ever cheats on me, I'd be gone in a heartbeat. There would be no second chances. I am not about that. So I'm asking also, if you could please pray that he will come back to his first love, because it's crucial. We are down to the wire, and I've said, he knows the times we're in and stuff, but he's got guns and everything else stocked up, and he continues to get this stuff stocked up. He says, oh, we need this, we need that. He goes, because you never know how long we're going to be here, prior to the tribulation. And I asked him, I said, do you actually believe that we're going to be here? And he's like, well, you never know. So, but this is ridiculous. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Look at, I mean, none but guns. This whole safe, full of them, full of ammo, full of guns. It's nice to be stocked up. Great. But how about you put some of that time and effort into God? Because that's a lot of what's wrong with these people nowadays is they want to live worldly. They want to keep thinking about the future, and it's like there's not going to be a future if you don't have a future with Christ. And it's sad, but it's the truth. And my heart has been broken over and over and over again, and that is, in order for a marriage to work, you've got to have God in the center of it. And I've known it's been really, really difficult. If you see that picture behind me, my children were really, really little, and that's when my husband right there, he changed his life for Christ. And now it's, what year was that actually? 2011 actually. And now here we are, 2019, and he's walking away from the most important thing, person, being, eternity that he will ever get. You only get one chance, and then that's it. You only have one life. And even if you don't believe, one day every tongue will confess and every knee will bow, that Jesus Christ is Lord, and they will kneel before him. And so I don't really know what else to say, but please keep him in prayer, because me being the only one doing this, raising these kids up, is the hardest challenge I think I've ever had to face. So thank you guys for listening, and be encouraged, because Jesus is still coming. God bless.